But the thing that has our attention right now is how the excessive lockdowns and regulations are being used as a dress rehearsal. Yes, a dress rehearsal to establish a system infrastructure, popular attitudes, and work out the kinks and bugs in the system so that the Sunday law can be implemented smoothly and seamlessly. People will be used to the measures to be taken, and they will not fight it like some do today. I'm not saying this dry run is being planned by humans, though I suppose it is possible. In fact, it's probable, or at least possible, that the pandemic itself was planned. But that doesn't matter. That's not the issue. The enemy of Christ is putting a strategy to pin God's people into a corner so that they cannot buy or sell, even live without bending the knee and acknowledging his supremacy and rulership over the world. He is almost ready for his final assault on God's people. Reading on.
Thus the world will become mine. I will be the ruler of the earth, the prince of the world. I will so control the minds under my power that God's Sabbath shall be a special object of contempt. A sign? I will make the observance of the seventh day a sign of disloyalty to the authorities of earth. Human laws will be made so stringent that men and women will not dare to observe the seventh-day Sabbath. For fear of wanting food and clothing, they will join with the world in transgressing God's law. The earth will be wholly under my dominion.
Did you hear that phrase, so stringent that men and women will not dare to observe the seventh day? Well, what does that mean? That means that the enemy is working to make it so difficult to live a normal life without compliance to human laws or decrees that you will be afraid to go against the law for fear that you will lose your livelihood or your welfare or whatever. The welfare state has conditioned people for this. Millions are dependent upon the government, and currently, the pandemic has pushed millions more onto the welfare rolls, making it impossible for most people, especially people in the big cities, to survive without government help, further deepening welfare dependency. Most of them will go along with the dictates of governors and mayors in order to keep the money coming and flowing in order to survive. The enemy is behind all this. He is binding the whole world into bundles to be burned. And if you live in the city, you will be trapped, as I said before. And I've been warning you of this for many years. Maybe city dwellers are already trapped, but you cannot survive eternally if you don't obey God's law. He will not hear your prayers or deliver you. Listen to this from Counsels on Health, page 525.
The enemy has used the chain of dependence to draw men together. They have united to destroy God's image in man, counterwork the gospel by perverting its principles. They are represented in God's word as being bound in bundles to be burned. Satan is uniting his forces for perdition.
What is that chain of dependence? Well, one thing among several or many is what the welfare state. You are dependent on somebody else for your livelihood, and Satan will use that against you. He makes you want it, and it's been easy to get on it, but he takes it away when he wants to force you to do something according to his law. He plans first to coerce you by threatening to take away your livelihood. They have united to destroy God's image in man. And this will bring most people in line with his plans. You won't be able to move or even live without his approval. Then, if that doesn't work, other more severe measures will be implemented to pressure you. We have already seen travel restricted, but it is getting more refined. Soon, only vaccinated people will be allowed to travel internationally. While the United States leads in this, other nations will follow suit. It can even come down to buying and selling by only vaccinated people. Then at last, he will threaten you with death. There is a lot of steps to get to that point, but be assured that it's coming. Once again, I plead with you, if you live in or near a big city, if you have any possibility to get out, do so quickly. Things will be much more difficult for those living in the city.